Okay, in this lesson, we are going to learn all about the major seven chord extension. We're going to learn about the major seven chord extension. To watch this video, you should understand how to form basic major chords. For instance, you should already understand how to make a C major, right, in its inversions. You should be able to understand like F major and its inversions. B flat. You should understand how to form a basic major chord so that you can understand the topic of chord extensions. A major seven is the first type of chord extension typically that people learn. People either learn the major seven or the dominant seven. The major seven is made very simply. Starting in the key of C, the major seven is made by starting off with the major chord, which is C, E, G, right? It started off with the C major chord in whatever inversion, but to understand how to make chord extensions, it always revolves around the scale. And so if we look at the C major scale real quickly, if my system would come on, the major seven is simply taking your major chord, which is the first, third, and the fifth note of the scale. Excuse the ambulance in the background. The major seven is simply by adding the seventh note of the scale to the chord. So if you have a C major chord and you add a B, this is a C major seven, okay? This is the C major seventh because you're adding the seventh note of the scale, all right? So anytime you take the major chord, anytime you take the major chord and you add the seventh note of the scale to it, you are going to play a C major seventh. Now, keep this in mind. Most of the time, anytime you hear the word major seven, it's going to always be the seventh note of the scale, okay? Anytime you hear somebody say major seven or major seventh, technically you should get in the habit of saying C major seventh because you are playing the seventh note of the scale. So put the TH at the end when you are trying to talk in major sevenths. Just as a shortcut though, most people forget this rule and just get kind of relaxed and they just say C major seven. If you say C major seven, it can only be one note. It can only be the B, and we'll learn why later as we get into the dominant chord. Okay, so anytime you hear major before the word seven or seventh, you know it's the seventh. It's the seventh note of the scale. B is the seventh note of the key of C. So to make a C major seventh, it's real simple. All you have to do is add the seventh note of the scale to its chord. So if you're talking about a C chord, you got to know the C scale. So if you're talking about a C major, you got to play the C major chord and then put the seventh note of the C scale in the chord. C major seventh, right? And then you can simply go through your inversions. Right? The inversion that I typically play all the time would be either the root position. You will play major sevens in this root position a lot, and in the right hand, once you get into minor nines, you're going to play the C major seven in the second inversion, and just when you add this A, it becomes an A minor 9, but your right hand is playing this C major 7. So you will play this C major 7 like this a lot, I believe, even when you're doing things like a 6 slide. I'm playing the 6 bass with the C major 7, and then that is part of the 6 slide that we talk about, right? So the major 7 is a chord that you will see a lot in gospel music. And again, you know, sometimes you may even play it like this. There are all types of inversions that you can play. Just understand, first of all, the information. The information is the C major seventh is simply taking the seventh note of the scale and adding it to your chord. And then you just have to memorize C, E, G with the B is a C major seventh, right? That's how you make your major seventh chord in any inversion. As long as you have C, E, G, and B, it is a C major seventh. That's the information. The application is how you're going to use it. You're going to use the major seven in so many different ways. Um, I typically like to play the major seven one of three ways a lot. I personally play it in this opening version a lot. It's just a real common way that you'll see the major seventh chord. And another application is the closed inversion, which is that second inversion there, the G, B, C, E. That's another way you'll play it. But another way I like to play it as well is if you look at the last inversion, the B, C, E, G, I like to play it kind of like that, but differently. I love to play major sevens in fourths. What do you mean? The third application of major sevens is something you see me do all the time. If you see me do something like that, I'm starting off with some type of major seven. I'm playing a C major seven, but I just have it voiced like this. All right. I have on the right hand, I have the B, the E, and the G. You can kind of think about it if you want to as the look at the last inversion, B, E, and G. And then on the right hand, I just simply have the C bass. And the left hand have the C bass with the G. Or you can also just think about it as a C major chord second inversion, and you got the B, G, B, E, G, B, skip the C, E, but I'm also adding the G there too. So it's just kind of how you want to think about it. I just think about it like this. I play the major seven. I play the 1, 5, 7, 3. 1, 5, 7, 3. Let me put the scale on the screen. If you think about the C major scale, I'll play the 1, 5, the major seventh, the seventh note, and the 3. I like playing it like that because it sets me up to do something amazing, right? And when I say fourths, on my right hand, I'm playing fourths. E is a fourth up from B, right? And so you'll see me do things like that. That movement starts by playing a C major seven voiced like this: C, G, B, and E. And that's the application of the C major seven chord in gospel music. And plus, there are many other ways. Those are just 3 ways that you can start to apply the major seven. Play it just as a regular kind of open sound. All the notes are spaced out. C, third, C major seven. All right? Play it open like that. Play it closed like this. Same notes, just voiced differently. Or, especially if I have a bass player, I try to stay out of the lower octaves, stay out of the rumble, muddy places to not get in the way of the bass player. And I like to play it like this, voiced like this. All right, I like to play it like that. Okay, so, and one way you can think about that, let me see, one way you can think about that is, I was gonna say something, but I don't think I'm gonna say that. So just think about it like that: 1-5-3 or 1-5-7-3, and then you add the 5 at the top again. I don't want to confuse you anymore. So one more time, and then we'll get into some other major sevens real quickly. So the major seven lesson is real simple. The information about the major seven is you're going to take your major chord, which is C, and add the 7th note of the scale to it. That's how you make a major 7, or major 7th, excuse me. That's how you make a C major 7th, right? That's the information. And then, of course, you got your inversions. Practice your inversions. The application, I personally like to play it open, closed. When you close a chord, it's not open. You got that dissonant. You got that dissonance. You got that tension. I like to play it closed, or I like to play it voiced between two hands. 1-5-7-3. 1-5-5-7-3. And then I put the 5 at the top as well. And then we'll talk about this move later. That's my Saturday morning 1986 kung fu music. And I just kind of put that in gospel music. As you can tell, I'm a big kung fu martial arts fan, okay? All right, so that's the application of the major 7. Let's explore the major 7 in other keys. Let's go to the F real quick. To play the F major 7th, it's real simple. You just simply have to understand the F major scale. The F major scale, I'm going to play the major chord, which is F, A, C. So I'll play the F major chord, which is the 1-3-5 of F, and I'm going to add the 7th note of the scale, which is E. So now an F, A, C with the E makes an F major 7 chord. All right, that's an F major 7 chord. And then I do the exact same thing. I'll work through my regular inversions, root position. So root position, here's first inversion, second inversion, which you will play a lot. You'll even play this third inversion at times. I really like this as well. It's just basically a root position with the major 7th on your thumb. You'll play that a lot because that's dissonant as well, right? You can play it like that a lot, play it like this a lot, especially if you're playing the 6 in the bass, right? You'll play the F major 7, but with a 6 in the bass, which makes the chord a D minor 9, but that's another lesson. Once we get into the chord extensions, you'll understand that. But and then so you got the open, and then you got your inversions, you got your open, and then the third application I love doing is playing the 1-5-7 and 3, and then I put the 5 on the top as well. And we'll talk about that move later. But that's F major 7 because you still have the F, A, C, and the E. Same ingredients, just voiced differently. There are so many ways to voice chords. I'm just kind of showing you the most simple ways off of the major triad. F major, add the 7th note of the scale. Go through inversions. That's the most simple way to try to explain and start playing major 7ths. And then showing you another voicing, which is a Casper quarter special. The major 7 played like this: 1-5-7-3. Right? That's the major 7th chord voiced differently. And I love playing major 7s like this. Let's just go through a few more. Let's go to D. Let's play a D major 7. A D major 7 is the exact same. Let's get off of that screen and let's look at the D major scale. Let's look at the D major scale: D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and D. Hang on here. Sometimes I have to wait on my technology to catch up with me. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and C. That's the D major scale. Take your major chord, which is the first, third, and fifth note, and then you're going to add the seventh note of the scale. There's the D major 7 or D major 7th. All right, to prove it, let's bring up our trusty graphics here. Take that off the screen. And then put this on the screen. So we got D major 7th. We got D major 7th. Here comes our inversion that you'll use a lot with the 6th bass. That's you'll play the major 7 applied many ways. You'll play it open in root position. You'll play it closed for that tension. You can also play it like this for that tension. What you're going for are these two notes, which is the 2nd inversion or the 3rd inversion. 2nd inversion, 3rd inversion. That's the flavor. Major 7. All right. So that's the application of the major 7. And of course, the 1, 5, 7, 3. And then the put the 5 again. And you can play like that. Right? That's another way to voice it. 1, 5, major 7, 3. Major 7. All right, sorry, I got sidetracked. Let's do 1 or 2 more. Let's go to the key of A. A major 7, same thing. You got to know and understand the A major scale. Play the 1, 3, 5, make the major chord. Make the major chord. Put the 7th note of the scale in it. A major 7. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. A is a sharp key, so mainly you speak in sharps. A, C sharp, E with the G sharp, A major 7. And then our trusty calculator over here, chord calculator, bring the chord on the screen. A major 7, root position. A major 7, 1st inversion. A major 7, 2nd inversion. 2nd inversion is the inversion you'll play a lot if you're playing a 6th bass. 6th bass. Come down here. 6, the A major 7. Confusing myself. A major 7. All right, A major 7. That's the inversion you'll play if you're playing it closed, or you'll also play it like this. right? And that's that major 7 sound. So A major 7, get off the 6th bass, A major 7, right? And you can just go through and figure out all your major 7s. I'm going to quickly show you all major 7s now, and then we will end this video. C major 7. C major 7 and their inversions. Right? F major 7 and its inversions. Let me do that again. Lower. That's the major 7 sound. I typically listen for the 1. I'm in the wrong key. 1. That's the 1, so go down half step. That's the major 7 sound. I try to hear it. It's just a half step below the 1. You have to learn to pick out those notes, right? And so here's the B flat major 7. I really love that dissonance. That's the major 7 in inversions. E flat major 7. Sorry. And let's not forget. That's E flat major 7, E flat G, B flat, and the major 7. Let's not forget about our Casper inversion of the major 7. Also, next, A flat major 7. A flat major 7. Sorry. A flat major 7. Let's do that again. Some of these inversions can be uncomfortable. Like that G and that A on the first inversion, it's uncomfortable. But then the second inversion, the E flat G, A flat C, feels better. And then my inversion, 1, 5, 7, 3. Right? D flat major 7. D flat major 7 going through inversions. And the Casper way. All right. 1, 5, 3, 7. Just take the time and just remember that 1, 5, 3, 7 and just play your scale. All you got to do is figure out the Casper major 7. All you have to do is just play your major scale. And play the 1, 5, 3, and the 7. 1, 5, 7, 3. That's the Casper. I love that. And technically, it's a principle called fourths that I'm using, which is why I voice it like this, because it allows me to go through, go through the scale. I got lost. I got lost, I'm sorry. And so when I do that, I'm doing fourths, which is major sevens and dominant sevens, but you get the idea. I'm only trying to show why I play my major sevens in fourths. See, the F is a fourth, right? The left hand is playing fifths, of course, but I'm playing fifths and fourths. And then I'm just kind of going through the scale on that. And that forces me to play a combination of major sevens and dominant sevens. But that's just the Casper way of doing it because of the way it sounds. It really sets you up to be melodic and sound really good, all right? So that's D flat. Let me keep going so we can end this. All righty, 4 minutes. Let's do this in 4 minutes. G flat major 7. And then, of course, 1 5 7 3 and 5. G flat major 7. All right. Let me do this for you real quick. G flat major 7 and in its inversions. I don't know how I keep ending up in that key. I'm in the wrong key. Let me train my ear to hear G flat. Okay, now I hear it. Major 7, D flat, F, G flat, B flat. And I'm playing a 6 bass with it. All right, let's go. G major 7. And then the Casper way. Let me see, G major 7. Some keys, the Casper way feels weird. You can get it, you just got to get the muscle memory. All right, that's why it's great to have different ways to do things, because I don't got to do it like this right here. I can just go ahead and just stay, G major 7. Just go ahead and do it like this or something, or, do it one of the many ways. All right, it going quickly. D major 7. D major 7 in its inversions. The Casper way 1 5 7 and 3 here. All right, next, A major 7. The Casper way 1 5 7 3. it set you up for some interesting sounds. Right? That's how you can voice it. That's the application. Two more. E major 7. E major 7 with the 6 bass. E augmented. E augmented Casper. Forgot what I was doing now. But anyway, E major 7 and my voicing. All right. Now lastly B, and we'll end this. B major 7. Root is first, second, third. Start over. Root, first, second, third. My way. 7. 1, 5, 7. Major 7. 3. Major 7, F sharp, A sharp, B, and D sharp, or G flat, B flat, A flat, and E flat. But F sharp, A sharp, B, and D sharp with the G sharp bass. And those are the sounds of the major 7. So hopefully you were introduced to the major 7 sound. All you have to do is understand your major scale. Going back to C, add the 7th note of the scale to the chord, and you have the major 7. If you are playing foundational chords like major, if you're playing a major chord, which is playing your foundational chord like your C, hang on, so frustrating. If you're playing a foundation chord like a C major, if you add the 7th note of the scale to it, it's a C major 7. If you're playing a minor chord, C minor, and you add the 7th note of the scale to it, you are playing a C minor with the major 7. And that's how you know, because you're playing a C minor, the major 7. Okay? So you can have C major 7, C minor, major 7. All right? And that's how you can play these chords, okay? God bless you. See you on the next lesson.